Good afternoon, everyone. So we'll go to our third chapter. That is our we have to study the numerical solutions of system of linear equations. Okay, numerical solutions of system of linear equation. That means here we are going to study what are linear equations and how to solve the linear equation with the help of a numerical methods. Okay. So first we will go with what are matrices, because in this chapter we are going to see matrices, LU decomposition method, householder method, and many methods that you are going to see in this chapter are related to matrices. I hope you are knowing about matrices. But in short, we'll see what is matrix. So what is matrix actually? It is consisting of m into n elements which have m rows and n columns. So it is denoted by some matrix A is equals to A11, A12, A13. For this, one denotes first row, first column. This is first row, second column. This is first row, nth column. So in this way, what will be AMN? This is the elements of mth row and nth column. What is A22? This is the element of second row and second column. So this is what a definition of a matrix, in which a matrix is an array of mn elements arranged in m rows and n column. This is mostly used in um, daily life also. That is how to distribute the things. In this way it is used. So now let us go. What is a square matrix? What is the meaning of square matrix? If m is equals to n, then it is called a square matrix, because if we know that what is a square, that has a length of every side is equal, that is length of each side is same, right? So this is what a column matrix, in which it is having only one column, that is a11, a21, and so on. And what is a matrix? Diagonal matrix. If the diagonal matrix means what? It contains only diagonal element, but all other non-diagonal elements are zero. In particular, we know that this type of matrix is a unit matrix. Here, what is this? This matrix you are going to see here. What is the matrix? This is called upper triangular. Upper triangular means all the upper triangular entries are non-zero and the lower triangular entries are zero. Right? What is this 2, 5, 7? These are the diagonal elements, and these are 3 and 5, 3 and 6 are the super diagonal elements. What is upper triangular? That means upper is upper triangular. Now this is what whatever the matrix B you are going to see here is a lower triangular matrix, that is in which upper entries are zero, in which we are having the entries in the lower triangular matrix, and all other entries are zero. Okay, so these are the types of matrices that you have seen already. The what is a symmetric matrix? In which we have Aij is equal to Aj, that just like here, A21 should be equal to A12, and what is A32? It should be equal to A23, A33 as it is. So A34 should be equal to A43. So Aij, whatever the suffixes we have, Aij should be exactly equal to Aj. If this exists, this is called a symmetric matrix. And what is skew symmetric? If Aij is equals to minus of Aj is called a skew symmetric matrix. Okay. So here this is an example of a symmetric matrix in which there is no restriction on the diagonal elements, but there is a restriction on these elements. This A12 should be equal to A21. This A34 should be A32 should be equal to A23, and this A31 should be equal to A13, right? So in this way, we have the symmetric and skew symmetric matrices. And how to find out the determinant of matrix, that you already know. Now here you can say determinant of this matrix will be zero, because at least if one row is zero, so you can say that matrix will have a determinant value should be equal to zero. Because if you going to span, if you want to find out the determinant value, you can expand this determinant by using this 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0. So we are getting the value of the determinant will be 0. Okay. Now, what are the equality of matrices? Two matrices are said to be equal if each and every entry is equal. What is A plus B? That means we have to add a corresponding element. 4 is added to 2. That is A11 added to A11, A12 added to A12, A21 added to A21, and A22 added to A22. So similarly, we can find out the subtraction. So what is a multiplication of matrices? So simply if you are going to multiply by a scalar, that is very easy. So you have to just multiply by a scalar k. But hope you are knowing how to multiply the matrices. And these are the properties of matrices that they satisfy associative and associative property a plus b plus c is equals to a plus b plus c. And this is the second property. This is abelian property with respect to addition. And this is a scalar as we are going to show. If k is a scalar, if we are going to multiply, then it is equals to ka plus kb. Okay. So how to multiply any two matrices, that you know that if you are having any two matrices a and b, so if you want to multiply those matrices, whatever the number of rows of this number of columns of this matrix should be equal to number of rows of this. If these 3 is equal to 3, if these two are equal, then only you can multiply. And whatever the resultant matrix we are getting, it is a 2 cross 2 matrix. Just like this number of columns of first matrix should be equal to number of rows of second matrix, and the resultant matrix whatever we are getting is equal to number of rows of first matrix and number of columns of second matrix. So it is suppose m cross n and n cross l, so resultant matrix will be m cross l. Okay. So in this way, these are the some concept related to matrices. Now these are skew symmetric matrices, the proportion that you have to study, because I am not going to give in detailed descriptions of what is matrices, because already I hope you have covered this in your BSc. What is A inverse? How to find out the inverse of a matrix? So what is the inverse of a matrix? A matrix B is called the inverse of A if A B is equals to identity matrix. What is an identity matrix? The diagonal elements are 1 1 1. All other elements are 0. Okay. So inverse exists only if determinant of A is non-zero. Right. So if you are having any matrix with only diagonal entries, what should be inverse of this? Simply 1 upon those elements, right? So this in this way we can find out the inverse of a matrix. And how to find out the rank of a matrix? Number of non-zero rows after reducing to echelon form. This is a very important statement that we have to reduce a matrix to echelon form. Then only you can find out whether the matrix has a rank or not. So these are the examples. Here you are having number of non-zero rows are 0. So the rank of the matrix is 0. So here you can have you after reducing to echelon form, you cannot get any element will be eliminated. 3 minus 1 will be 2, 4 minus 2 will be again 2. So you cannot eliminate again. So hence determinant of A is non-zero. You can say the rank of a matrix is 2. And here if you calculate 2 into 2, that is 4 minus 4 will be 0. That is determinant of A is 0. Hence the rank of matrix should be equal to 1. Or in another way, if you multiply by 2 to first row and subtract it from the second, so you can get only 2 1 in the first row and the second row will be 0. Similarly, you can find out how to find out the rank of the matrix. Now, what is a system of linear equation? We have n variables. So with n equation, we are having n variable with n equation. You have to solve those equation. Solving those equation means what? You have to find out the values of x1, x2 up to xn. That is, we have to find out the values of unknown. So we are having m equation with n unknown. That is, we will get a one matrix of order m cross n. Okay, what are those a11, a12, a13 and so on? These are constant. And what is x1, x2, x3 up to xn? These are unknown that you have to determine. What are b1, b2, b3? These are nothing but your some constant number. Now, if suppose all those values of bi are 0, it means that this is ax is equal to 0 type of a system. Okay, homogeneous system. Right. So here we can get one matrix. So with the help of this, we have to find out whether these are. I'm not going to see what is consistency. That is, if all have the same solution, that is consistent. Okay. Let us go for our point. That is, we are going to see first point in our topic is the Gauss elimination method. Okay. So in this method, we are going to just eliminate some terms. With the help of that, we are going to find out the what is x1, x2, x3 up to xn. So these are the type. These are the things that we have to study. That is how to find out the solution of the system of linear equations. With the help of that, we will get values of x1, x2, x3 and so on. But how to find out this with the by using a elimination method. I hope you understood what is the meaning of elimination. So you can study here. This is elimination method, and it reduces the system of equation to equivalent upper triangular, lower triangular system. Upper triangular means what? All the lower triangular entries will be zero. Okay, so these entries will be zero. Or if you are going to reduce to a lower triangular, so upper triangular entries will be zero. And this is easy to solve the system. Okay, so if it is zero, so you can directly get the value of xn. Next, you can get the value of xn minus 1 and so on. Right. So here we are provided with a system of n cross n, that is a square matrix we can get. So what you have to do, simply we have to eliminate the terms. That is, first we will eliminate x1, then x2, x1, x2, then x1, x2, x3 and so on. So in this way we are going to eliminate the terms, and after eliminating the terms we can get the one that is, here you can see, here we have eliminated all the terms of x2, right? On the next step we can eliminate all the terms of um, x1, we have eliminated first. Next, we have eliminated x2. On the next step, we will eliminate x3 and so on. So finally, we will get the system which is like this. So here, this is just like a upper triangular matrix. All the lower entries are zero. So you have to do this procedure. So after doing this procedure, you have to write down this. That means what will be the value of this will be xn is equals to bn raised to n minus 1 divided by a n n raised to n minus 1. So in this way, if you get the value of xn, you can put the next value. That is, what will be the next equation here? It will consist of two terms. That is xn and xn minus 1. Already you are knowing the value of xn. You can find out the value of xn minus 1. So just you have to resubstitute, or back substitution we may call it is. And after doing the back substitution, you can see here we have the word back substitution. So after using the back substitution, we can get the result. Okay. And this method, actually theory is very complicated to understood. So that's why I'm going to give you one example. I am going to solve that examples are. So with the help of example, you can understand how to eliminate the terms. It is very easy to eliminate the terms. What you have to do, if suppose you don't know, actually here in the theory, you are not knowing what are the values of Aij, right? You don't know what is A11, A12 and so on. So hence you cannot write down those values. So that's why it is somewhat difficult in the theory to understood this concept, right? So what is the step first? You have to just eliminate the coefficient of x1. Okay, so if you want to eliminate the coefficient of x1 from the second equation, we have to keep first equation as it is. You have to just reduce the system to upper triangular like this, right? To make a triangle here, and the lower entries should be 0. So to do this, we have to just multiply the terms and then subtract it. Okay, so what you have to do, the unknown terms are eliminated to form the upper triangular matrix. To eliminate x1 from the second equation, that means we have to eliminate the coefficient of x1, or rather if you want to eliminate x1, that means we have to make the coefficient of x1 from the second equation a21, we have to make it 0. Okay, how to make it 0? You have to just multiply by minus a21 divided by a11 and then subtract these two equations. And after subtracting, you will get the result. And this procedure you have to apply many times so that you can reduce the matrix to this form, whatever we have in equation number 6.36. So after eliminating all this, you can get an equation 6.36. And after getting this equation, it is very easy now. Here you can directly get the value of xn from the last equation. From the there is one equation before last equation. Second last equation will be consisting of the two terms, that is xn minus 1 and xn. It is consisting of two variables. So already if you are knowing a value of xn, then you can find out the value of xn minus 1. So in this way you have to do just a back substitution. Then you can come to this equation, this, and then finally you know the values of x2, x3 up to so on xn. Just you have to find out the value of x1 from the first equation. Okay, if you know all the values, you can find out the value of x1. As all the ai's are given to you, bi's are given to you, and x1, x2, x2 to xn you have found from the these remaining equations, and hence you can get the result. Okay. So here this is an example. I will show the example here only, and after that we will solve it. So what is this? 2x plus y plus z is equal to 10. And next is equation is 3x plus 2y plus 3z is equal to 18. X plus 4y plus 9z is equals to 16. Now if I want to eliminate, what you have to make this, we have to make like this. Okay. We have to make this upper triangular. We have to make the indices should be 0. So we have to eliminate x from the second equation. So we have to just multiply in such a way that so we can make a coefficient of x from the second equation should be 0. Okay. So what you have to do, simply multiply by minus 3 and divided by 2 from the this is 2, no? So hence after doing this you can just subtract it, multiply the first equation by minus 3 by 2. 2 get cancelled. This will be minus 3x minus uh, 3y minus 3z is equals to minus 15, right? So just you have to eliminate this. With the help of that you can get the result. Similarly we have to do for the third equation also. Just you have to multiply by minus half and then subtract, you can get the result. Okay, and hence we will reduce to this system, and here you can get the value of z just like our we have got the value of xn here. Okay, this was the value of xn here. So here we have an equation, but here we have only three equations, right? So here we have got the value of z. After getting the value of z, put value of z is equal to 5 here, and after putting the value of 5 here, 5 into 3, that is 15. 6 minus 15, you will get the value of y as a minus sign. Similarly, after putting the value of x, y and z, you can get the value of x from the first equation. So what is the value of x? We have got it is 7, value of y is minus 9, and the value of z is 5. Similarly, you can solve the many equations. Just you have to apply the elimination method. What is the meaning of elimination? You have to just eliminate the x from the second equation, eliminate x and y both from the third equation. And if you are having n variables, then eliminate x1 from the first, from the second row or second equation, then eliminate x1, x2 from the third equation, then eliminate x1, x2, x3 from the fourth equation, and so on. So finally you will remain with only xn. Then you can find out the value of xn, then put up in our back equation, you can get the value of xn minus 1, and so on, right? So this is the way you have to solve the examples. Now let me go to our notebook where you can see. So this is what our name of a topic, that is numerical solutions of system of linear equations and eigenvalue. Here we have direct and indirect method. So what is a direct method? We will describe the Gauss elimination method and LU decomposition method in the iterative method. We will discuss the Gauss-Seidel method. And now we are going to study what is a Gauss-Seidel method. Okay, so sorry, Gauss elimination method. So what you have to do, we have to consider what is A11. A11 should not be 0. Okay, this is very important because if A11 is 0, this will not be system of n equation. So here we have to be considered that A11 should not be 0. So what we have to do, first eliminate the unknown. What is the meaning of elimination of unknown? You have to eliminate x1, x2, x3 from the corresponding equations, from the second equation, third equation, and so on. And then you have to do the back substitutions. Okay. What you have to do, I have already told you have to multiply your first equation by some scalar and then divide. No doubt, as you are having MCQ exam, this theory will not be there for you, but you must study what is a theory so that you can understand this. These are the concepts I have written. Now back substitution means what? You can find out the values of those constants. So here I have solved the example. You can solve the example by seeing the example itself. It is very easy. Simply you have to multiply the terms and you can get the values. And this is very easy way to find out the solutions of system of linear equations. Okay. So in the next lecture, we will see what is LU decomposition method. Okay. If time permits, we'll take here only. We have next method is LU decomposition. After that, we have Gauss-Seidel method, then Householder and all. So let us go for LU decomposition. What is LU decomposition method? Let me see what we have. Actually, some part of this book is not given. Actually, it is a PDF, so that's why it is not available. Let me see where I can see the LU decomposition. So what you have to do in the LU decomposition, you have to reduce the given matrix A in the form of lower and upper triangle. So A matrix we have to reduce in the form of lower and upper triangular matrix. Correct? So we have this matrix A. So what we have, this is a method based on the fact that A is a square matrix and it can be factorized into the form of LU. That is L is lower unit, lower triangular, and U is upper triangular matrix. Okay. So for that, we have a system of three equations. Let us start with system of three equations. And this I can write A is a matrix with the coefficients A11, A12, and so on. What is X? X is with X1, X2, X3. What is B? B is with B1, B2, B3. That is a column matrix. Okay. So now we have to assume that A can be split into the two matrices, that is L and U. What is the meaning of L? L is a lower triangle, a unit matrix. That is diagonal elements are 1 or and the lower diagonal entries are, we are having some entries, but upper will be 0. And what is upper triangular? It will have upper entries, lower entries will be 0. Right? So what will be A instead of AX is equals to B, it will be LUXB. Don't pronounce it lux. It is lower and upper triangular and X and B. So you can see our equation number 6.39. In the equation 6.39, you have to just put up the value of A as LU. So you can get the equation 6.42. So now we can have, if we put Ux is equal to some Y. So what I get, if you put Ux is equal to some Y, the system of equation will reduce to Ly is equals to B. Right. So here we can have what is which is equivalent to, that means what is L is lower triangular, Y is some matrix, which what is B? B is given to us already. Y is with some y1, y2, and so on. So now this is lower, so already you know that upper entries will be 0. So what is L? L is known to you. What is L? Here this is L. What is Y? Y is with y1, y2, y3, some entries are there. That is column matrix. And then after multiplication, you will get the result. Okay. So with the help of this, you can find out the answer. So here you can get LU is equals to matrix A. So after getting those values, now this is what the important part. You have to remember all this formula. There is no other option for this because you have to remember this formula to, if you want to solve the example by using the LU decomposition method. How we got this? Because L is known to you, U is also known to you. These are the values of A1. These are A1, A2, A3. All these values are known to you. A11, A12, A13, and so on. These are known to you. Right? So here what we have, Ux is equals to Y. We have assumed, no? Our equation number 6.43. That is our assumption. Ux is equal to Y. We have taken a new column matrix Y, that is with the elements y1, y2, y3. Okay. So hence, with the help of this, you can get, now just you have to multiply these two matrices and equate it to A1, 1, and actually how many equations you are getting is total. So here we have 1, 2, 3, total 9 equation actually you are getting. Okay, first A11 should be equal to U11. You have to just multiply these two matrices and then by coordinate wise equal, sorry, by equality of matrices you can get A11 is equal to U11 and so on. With the help of these equations, you can find out the values of lower and upper matrices because all the entries of Aij you are knowing. All the entries of Aij you are knowing. With the help of that, you can find out the value of Ui's and LI's, and then you can find out the values and you can substitute and then you can get the matrix LU. Okay. So this is an example where we have written, this is one example in which the three equations are given with three unknowns. You have to write a matrix A and then again you have to do the same thing. Whatever we have done here in the theory, this we have written LU is equals to A11. What is A11 now here? 2. A12 is 3 and so on. Now just apply the procedure That is, you have to just use our formulas, whatever we have seen just now. Just apply those formulas and you will get the result. Okay. Thank you.